Hi, my name is Tom Hadding. I'm the author and creator of this new YouTube channel dedicated to mixed martial arts and boxing. We're looking at the 2025 matchup between Dubois and Parker. This is Daniel Dubois on the left, Joseph Parker on the right. Now, the matchup is scheduled to take place on the 22nd of February 2025 at the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Let's look at the tail of the tape. Parker's older. He's 32. Dubois is younger, 27. They're the same height, give or take an inch. Parker is 6'4", and Dubois is 6'5". Now, this is Daniel Dubois. Let's find out a little bit about his record. Okay, let's go straight to the core of the issue. He lost to Oleksandr Usyk. Many people feel that he had a chance to win because he actually struck Usyk, and Usyk went down and claimed a low blow. It's difficult to say. Some commentators agree with the decision. Others thought that Oleksandr Usyk was playing the role of the old soldier, knowing there was advantage because he had been quite badly hurt by the strike from Dubois. That's the first significant loss. But the really important loss is he's also lost to Joe Joyce. This is important, we'll see later, because Joe Joyce has beaten both Dubois and Parker. Now let's have a look at some of the other opponents, okay? His stunning victory, of course, was against Anthony Joshua. That was a stunning victory at the Wembley Stadium on the 21st of September 2024. He also beat Hrgovic and Jarrell Miller. He's also beaten Lorena and Brian. Kevin Johnson at the very bottom, and a good heavyweight. So these are the really significant ones. Okay, let's move on. This is the critical loss. This is the loss to Joe Joyce. Now, Joe Joyce is maybe the unluckiest heavyweight in the world. He's beaten Dubois, he's beaten Joseph Parker, and yet Dubois and Joseph Parker are trading blows for the world title. What about Dubois? What can we say about his strengths and weaknesses? Well, immediately you'll notice he has devastating knockout power, particularly his right hand. He's physically really developed. He has an imposing figure, and he's physically very imposing. He fights with a relentless aggression because he knows he's a tough cookie with a really strong punch. He goes forward courageously to pressure his opponents. But weaknesses, well, his defense is not as good as Lomachenko, not as good as Usyk, and not as good as Naoya Inoue, but very few people are. But his defence does carry some weaknesses. It needs to be more refined and a little bit more sophisticated. He doesn't have the best footwork in the world. If you look at Inoue, Usyk, Lomachenko, they have world-class footwork. Unfortunately, Dubois doesn't possess that yet. He needs to work on these movement strategies. Let's look at his opponent, Joseph Parker. Let's look at Joseph Parker's CV. The interesting thing is he's recently beaten Zhilei, who's a great opponent. He's beaten Deontay Wilder, the greatest puncher in heavyweight history. He lost to Joe Joyce, but he's beaten Derek Chisora twice. Now, Derek Chisora gave Oleksandr Usyk a close run for his money. Parker's beaten Usyk twice. Unfortunately, he lost to Anthony Joshua. He lost his world title to Anthony Joshua, and he lost his follow-up fight to Dillian Whyte. But these are the new. This is Joseph Parker 2.0. Zhang, Deontay Wilder. You know, that's a very, very different Joseph Parker. Now, this is his loss, and it was a very significant loss. I mean, Joyce is very unlucky. He's a great, great opponent. He just got dismantled by Zhang, the Chinese super heavyweight, but he was easily able to beat, in my view, he was easily able to beat Dubois and easily able to beat Joyce. What about Parker's strengths? Well, he possesses good, solid fundamentals. He has a decent jabs, throws punches in combinations. He has good footwork, unlike Dubois. He's known for his high work rate. He consistently throws punches throughout the fight. He has a good chin, and he's not easily intimidated. What about his weaknesses? Well, he's got a good punch, but it's not a great weapon. He hasn't been able to consistently knock out high-class opponents. His defence can be weak at times. He does on occasion get subjected to counter punches. Joyce actually did a little bit of a dismantling in terms of strategy versus strategy. He is he's a tough guy, but he has gotten flustered against the elite opponents. He was certainly flustered against Joyce. So my pick, okay, we have Parker on the left and we have Dubois on the right. I'm going to go with Joseph Parker.